Welcome back to another Alliance War. For Loki, we're currently rank 6 going into the 11th, the second to last war of the season. We're going up against ISO8A, ISO8 Anonymous. You're going to see me fully max boost here in terms of the attack health and champion boost. Kind of made a mistake here a little bit actually with this boost. I mean, I had the attack and the champion boost in the overflow, the 20% attack and 30% champion boost in the overflow, as I showed in the last video for these final two wars. But I should not have popped that 25% health boost. I did not have that in the overflow. And, using these other two big boosts, I should have just paired that up with a 15% health and saved the 25% for when I couldn't use a bigger boost. So a little bit of a mistake, a little bit of a misuse of boost there, but that's all right. I'm going to go into this fight with Stark Spidey with the poise charges, of course, from the Blade Synergy. I pop an invulnerability boost as well, just because I had one of those in the overflow and figured, well, I'm going to get 3 fights out of it, so might as well slap it on right now. And this first fight is just a 6-star Fraggle Rock. Nothing too crazy here. I just want to make sure to not even try to intercept him. I don't want to get caught by his auto block, and just kind of baiting out parries, baiting out heavy attacks, or parrying him to find my openings. And yeah, he drops pretty quick. All right, next fight up, we have a science champion on node 18. What? No way. This is Bane stun immune, and this is MODOK, like it always is on this node. I mean, it's a good placement for MODOK. I'm kind of joking around just because I've already commented on this exact fight so many times, but it is a really good placement. There's a reason why people place MODOK on this node. It can be a very difficult fight. It's tough to get Bane off of yourself, as you're going to see right here. It's not always easy to get Bane off of yourself before taking a bunch of damage. That's kind of what makes it tough. Is there's only 2 ways to do it: either baiting out heavy attacks. Well, actually, there's a few ways to do it. With Void, since he doesn't have a way to reduce the build accuracy, you could intercept like I just did right there, bait out heavy attacks to find your openings, but you kind of have to do that twice, or hit him with a heavy attack to counter his heavy attack. But I used to do that strategy, but it's actually kind of tough to do. It's tough to land those consistently, so that's why I just go with the other 2 methods that I mentioned, and eventually MODOK does go down. All right, pulling up to node 24, we have the buffet recovery limber node, and just kind of mentally prepping myself for this fight. But I will be going in with Stark Spidey. Going to build up those poise charges as per usual, and lay into basically whoever I find on this node, which happens to be an Agent Venom. Agent Venom, another very commonly seen champion on this node, as I've mentioned in previous videos as well. Just try my best to get 10 charges. I mean, the only reason I attacked there, I knew I wasn't going to deal any meaningful damage, especially with him healing from Buffet. But you get 2 backed up against the wall. Is one of the best ways to kind of lose the fight if you do that. So really just trying to avoid getting backed up against the wall. That parry stun actually stuck. I could have gotten an opening there, but I didn't take it. So I was thinking it was going to shrug it off. But I've almost got my 10 poise charges, got an L2 ready to go, another 5-hit combo. I'll drop this L2 even without the full 10 charges, and yeah, that's all she wrote for Agent Venom. Alright, Path 6 is done. Moving on to Path 7, we have a Stark Spidey for the Buffet mini-boss. And Stark Spidey is a little bit of a squirrely fella. Sometimes he's not always the easiest to land hits on. I play this fight not exactly in the ideal way that you should be playing this fight. I probably could have stuck special ones on this node. There's no limber on this node. That's the big thing here. There's no limber, so I think if you're fast enough, I think you can get special ones off. You can certainly heavy attack. And I was thinking about what I wanted to do for this fight, and I was thinking, you know what? I don't need to do any of that stuff. I'll just let the debuffs go naturally, and I'll save and get special 3s built up. So that's what I did basically. I didn't want to risk him evading, my heavy attack on like the 2nd or 3rd hit or something like that, and You know, I was thinking this would be safer, but as you're going to see here, I get backed up against the wall pretty quick, actually. And next time I do this fight, I might not play it this way, because I'm finding myself having to, you know, fight out of the wall, which I'm never exactly super comfortable doing it. I got to fight out of the wall a lot, depending on who I'm fighting, but it's never a place that I want to be. And yeah, you can see I'm taking a few shots here. Just hoping that he throws his special ones. Eventually, I'm like, all right, fine. I'll just throw my special 3, get myself out of this wall. You know, I've got some debuffs that have been starting up on Stark Spidey here as we're over a minute into this fight at this point. So he is starting to take some damage. I've got 1 Petrify on him. Just waiting for that second one to get on him so I could really start doing some damage. And yeah, I'm just getting backed up against the wall again, basically. So even that special 3 really didn't do too much to help me out this fight. But you know, at this point, we've got 5 out of our 6 debuffs plus Resonate. So he's taking a lot of damage. He's not really healing from Buffet. And like I said, this fight, you know, you could parry as much as you want. I probably should have been taking more advantage of that, and even just the parry debuff itself will deal some decent damage. So, not the cleanest of fights, but at the same time, you know, I still ended with 70% health, so it's really not too big of a deal. And I blocked the specials and stuff like that even, so it could have been even better, but whatever, man. We're through it. On to the next fight: Aggression, Armor, Explosive, Personality. I will be using Void for this fight. Don't really know what Science Champion's here. Don't care. I'm going to be using Void regardless. And it happens to be a Wasp. Okay, no problem. I'm just going to bait out heavy attacks to get my openings. And looks like we have a pretty long timer on the what's it called? The shock defensive timer thing, whatever she has there. So I know the SIG level isn't too high. I don't think it would have mattered for this particular node if the SIG level was high. I believe this is just a one of those defensive, diversity placements. Just going to bait out a special 1 here. That gives me another opening as well. Sling another special 1 Wasp's way, and she's going down pretty quick due to her being such a glass cannon. And I don't really need to touch her for the rest of this fight, and she drops. Alright, moving on to the Arc Overload node. My boosts, of course, fell off at this point, so I'm going to heal up, and then I'm just going to apply a just a minor boost, just a minor health boost here. I need to save. So I have one more set of boosts in the overflow, a 20% attack and a 30% champion boost. But of course, you know, I want to save that for the final war. I don't want to use expensive boosts to finish this up. So just go ahead and pop on a 15% healther. And the final 2 fights, hopefully this will be enough for him. And this next fight is a Gladiator Hulk, someone I've seen on this node a fair amount before in the past. And this node, I mean, if you notice his buff bar, there's a lot going on there. Buffs and debuffs, and it's a little bit hard to keep track of. So there are some times where, you know, I just back out because I don't know if he used the smash attack or not, and just playing it safe. It's definitely a little bit hard to keep track of, especially the text on the side of the screen. It lingers, so it might have been a different attack that that Gulk was, you know, smashing on, but the text is still there, you know, even when he uses a special. So it's definitely a little bit hard to see in all the chaos. So it's always better just to play it safe. You know, it's no. I mean, there's no limber on this node, so I can parry stun for openings all day. And even if there was limber, I could just bait out heavy attacks. Not too big of a deal. Rather just play it safe rather than having to eat a combo. So you're like right there. I don't think that smash was on his special. I think that smash was on his previous attack. But in the middle of the fight, I mean, how do you see that? You know, it's tough. It's not easy. But all right, at this point, he's in his final 20%. He's got some healing going on. Fear of the Void's up with a handful of debuffs, and he is going down. All right, moving on to the final fight of this war. Final fight before we get to the final war of the season, basically. It is a 6-star Green Goblin, another very common champion to see on this recovery and strike back mini boss. But fortunately for us, Void eats this Green Goblin alive. I have seen Green Goblin get kills on this node before, so it is, you know, it's a good placement for a Green Goblin, but Void just Void loves this mini boss, guys. I don't know if there's any mini boss that can be, if there's any champion that can be placed on this mini boss node that Void couldn't really handle. I use the strike back to my advantage to give Green Goblin an extra bar of power. This way I don't have to deal with the special 1. I can just bait out the special 2. I'd much rather get Green Goblin a special 2 if I can. Unfortunately, he throws the special 1 there, so I do take a little bit of chip damage. But yeah, if at all possible, the special 2 is not too bad to fully evade. It could certainly trip you up. The animation, the lunge that this guy does with his little hoverboard there can catch you from time to time. But as long as you're kind of patient about it, it's just, you know, swipe back once, swipe back a second time, and then you have plenty of time to dodge the projectile that he throws at you. Alright, got him to a special 2 again. Just going to bait this out as the fight is kind of winding down with Fear of the Void and a few debuffs up. Can't wait to get my Void Sig 200. He's not quite there yet. He won't be there next season either. Currently he's somewhere, he's 145 as of right now, but I think maybe he was like 140 in this fight, just to give some kind of an idea. But yeah, he's going down. This Green Goblin does not have much life left in him, and there he goes. Alright, so that's it for my contributions to this war. 11 wars in, guys. Still no deaths. All I have to do is make it through one more war, and I have myself a perfect season. See if I can do it. ISO8A, good war to you guys. We actually did take the victory here, but, you know, ISO8A, they, I think they were already kind of done for the season in terms of their placement, so I think they were going a little bit easier than they normally do. But yeah, we did get the win nonetheless, and that's going to do it for this video. Thank you very much for watching, everyone, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.